Hi, I'm Robin.
And I'm Narissa. Today we're going to be talking about
Sustainable travel.
As you guys just saw, we officially have a logo for our YouTube channel. Very excited, and a huge shout out to Dannica for making it for us. We are so excited to have something.
If you want to see more of her artwork, you can go to Instagram and follow Danica's Collective. We'll put it in the description box below. So this week we wanted to talk about travel sustainability. It's becoming a more popular topic in the travel world for sure. But I know for us, it's more than a travel trend. Like, it's a way we can reduce our carbon footprint even though we aren't at home.
Sometimes it's a little more inconvenient, but doing anything is better than doing nothing.
So in the world that we live in right now, protecting the environment, addressing climate change, and minimizing plastic consumption is something that everyone should be doing.
To us, sustainable travel falls into 3 categories: human welfare, animal welfare, and nature preservation.
So in general, your tourism should be affecting the locals in a positive way. And so that goes the same for wildlife and their natural habitats. They should be respected and protected so that it could be used by future generations.
If anyone's curious, we're going to be posting the links to a couple blogs that we got this information off of that go a little bit more in depth. So we'll be posting that in our caption.
So first, let's talk about human welfare.
So one thing you can do is leave your money locally. You can go to a locally owned restaurant, a local clothing store, or a local hotel, hire a local guide, or use a local taxi even. So many things you can do.
Another thing that's kind of included in this human welfare sustainability is asking people to take photos of them before you just do it. You wouldn't go around your hometown taking photos of people living their ordinary lives. That would be kind of weird, but it's so common. I see tourists do it all of the time. I'm definitely guilty of it in the past, but they're just trying to live their normal lives.
And if you want to make a really big impact on your trip, go support a local nonprofit organization and go volunteer.
So our second category is animal welfare. So do your research. Don't put your money to support people who harm or mistreat animals. I know it'll take a little bit more effort, but find more ethical options in the area that you want to go see.
Lots of animals, especially in zoos, lack space. They're typically not doing very well. You just should avoid zoos at all costs. Not the route you can go. There's so many other options.
So our third and last category is probably our most general. You can take it in so many different directions, but it's nature preservation. So one of the ways you can travel more sustainably is by traveling in the off season. And not a lot of people think of this. Lots of people go because it's the best time to see it, because of the weather and all of that. But traveling in the off season can actually have a large impact on the environment, because oftentimes it's not regulated how many people can be in like a certain area at one time. So that environment may be overwhelmed with the amount of people. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's true. For example, Antarctica limits how many people can actually be on it at once, because the whole idea is to conserve an area not normally touched by humankind.
Another thing to add to that is you can travel slower, and that will minimize your impact as well.
Because just in general, you'll be taking less transportation, less exhaust, all of that stuff. Another thing that you should think about actually has to do with flying. Flying in general releases a lot of carbon, but I mean, we're from Canada and we want to travel other places that we can't take a bus to or something like that. So a way to kind of minimize that carbon is by trying to take direct flights when you can. I read that when a plane takes off and when it lands, that's when it releases the most carbon, as opposed to when it's just like actually flying in the air. So having less stops along the way will help minimize the amount of carbon let into the atmosphere.
But when you get to your destination, you can choose a more eco-friendly way to get around, like taking a bus, taking the train, taking the subway, because all of those things take more than just yourself, one person. So it leaves less of a carbon footprint. as compared to a taxi or an Uber.
And so probably the most well-known way to travel eco-friendly is just by limiting your non-organic waste and switching to more eco-friendly alternatives.
And with that being said, even though this might sound like common sense, just put your garbage in the garbage cans or pick up garbage that's laying around that someone didn't get in the garbage can. You might as well do it and it'll make a little difference.
So one way that you can reduce your plastic waste is by not taking those toiletries given by the hotels. You know, the mini plastic shampoo and conditioner containers and body wash and all of that stuff. Don't take it, because then they have to replace it every single time. If you leave it, it stays there hopefully, and someone else who really needs it, I guess, can have it. Something that you can do is bring your own shampoo and conditioner bars. These are mine. They're just from Lush. You can get fancier ones if you really want. So they just look something like this. Super easy to use. I've had these containers for quite a while now. I just give them a rinse when I need to get a new one, just in case I want to switch up the smell at all. So these are really good options, super easy, and they're not taking away from the amount of liquids that you can bring in your carry-on. So win-win.
Also, you should definitely be saying no to plastic straws and cutlery when you're out at a restaurant, coffee shop, wherever you are. You should be bringing your own. They're super easy to find nowadays. They're all over the place. So just bring your own, super easy to clean. You'll have it on you all the time and you'll reduce your waste that way.
And to add on to that, say no when you can to like the styrofoam containers. You know, if you're going to like any kind of street vendor, that's what you're gonna get. An alternative is you can bring your own type of container. So this is mine. This is just a stasher bag. What I really like about it is that it flattens super well, but it still holds a lot of stuff. So you could bring something like this. It won't take up a lot of space. You can roll it down. It gets pretty small. Or if you have more space, bringing an actual nicer container is an option too. So this next point is very personal. We thought about it a lot in relating to like previous travels that we've done, and it's how much plastic water bottles you go through when you travel, because it doesn't matter if I bring my own water bottle because I can't drink the tap water. Even if you do bring your own reusable water bottle, you're filling it up with like a larger plastic water jug that you got from the grocery store.
So we did a lot of research and figured out what we could do to help that problem. And thanks to Robin's job, we got these. And Robin got me this for my birthday, actually.
Yeah, so these are the Grail, I'm not sure if that's actually how you say it, but these are Grail water filter water bottles. So they're super cool. So when you take it apart, this is what you fill up with, just regular tap water from anywhere. And this orange part is the filter. So all you literally have to do is press this down, and then all of the unfiltered water goes through the filter and into this second compartment, and that's what you can drink from.
So we are really excited to use these and limit our plastic bottle consumption, because it's
scary.
It's scary. So obviously Robin and I can only put water in our fancy water bottles, but if you are a coffee drinker, you should maybe consider bringing a thermos of some sort. Try to fit it in your bag so you're not going through a bunch of to-go disposable cups.
Another easy thing that you can do is bring a reusable tote bag. So if you go to any grocery stores or you go on any shopping trips, you can use that instead of plastic bags. Really easy, doesn't take up a lot of space. You can use it as your laundry bag too.
Another thing you should definitely bring with you on your trip is reef-friendly sunscreen, especially if you're going to be swimming in the ocean. A brand that you can use is Sunbum. I know that they do a lot of mineral sunscreen stuff, and I really like all their stuff. Robin uses it too. It's really good.
So the last suggestion that we have for you, and this can apply to not only travel, but just your everyday life, is to buy high quality things that last you a really long time, as opposed to buying items that you have to replace so much more often, because that whole production and manufacturing process oftentimes is really harmful for the environment. So getting one thing that lasts you a long time as opposed to multiple little things is just a good way to live by, especially if you have the money to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with us. We'll see you next week.
Robin and Marissa out. Okay, you go.
Oh my god, this is so hard.
I need 5-minute breaks. Maybe I shouldn't have had the wine at supper.
Not to say your last one wasn't good, but that sounded way
Yeah, what are you
better.
talking about? All of mine have been 10 out of 10.
Oh
my
5 minutes later.
When the wine is... Oh, poor vision. How are you just whipping that up in your head right now? I literally, like, cannot even... Like, when was the last time I had wine? There we go.
Good night.